Y'all, I am in Murdo, South Dakota at the present moment. I am headed to Washington State with this load behind me. You know, I really gotta hand it to the trolls and the dumbasses that think they know every fucking thing. So I'm gonna give you a rundown on it. They claim they got me fired. No, they didn't. I'm the only person that can fire me. I own my own company, okay? I run my business. To get me fired, you gotta talk to me. However, they did cost me a contract, which I gotta thank them for. Because if they hadn't cost me that contract, I wouldn't have gotten this one, making literally double what I was making at Landstar. So thanks. This is what I find funny about these trolls. Every single time they try to wreak havoc with me in 1776, they only help us. Everything's improving. This is funny as hell. No matter how hard they try, we always come out with something better. And it's funny as hell. But, yeah, I'm still trucking. I'm still hauling. But can't wait to get back, though. This is a long run. But so well worth the money. Man, it's worth the money. But I will tell you this. For those who seem to not understand what it means to be fired, to get fired means you're in the unemployment line. You don't have a job. That's what it means to get fired. I haven't been in the unemployment line, which means I'm not fired. You fucking moron. But I'll tell you one thing. South Dakota got some pretty country. The only downside about it is there's hardly any trees out here. It's mostly open stretches of rolling green hills with nothing but grass. I mean, there's a little bit of trees, but not very much. But it's been a beautiful day. I run, let's see, how many miles did I run today? I run 668.4 miles. Ooh, I made some money. Making that dollar. But honestly, for the trolls, thank you. Really, thank you. No. Yeah, I'm about to shut it down for the night. I've been up since about 5 o'clock this morning. Getting ready to get me something to eat. Crawl into bed. Get up and do it again. So, y'all keep trolling. You might help me out some more. Who knows? I've already been in contact with my attorney over what this dumbass defender of ants did in Bunker Hill. Publicly accusing me of being a pedophile and all these other names. So right now, my attorney is working on a very high dollar lawsuit against him for slander, defamation of character, verbal assault, public embarrassment and damages. So I suggest he go get a job, because he's going to need it. Because when I win this lawsuit, he will have a time limit to pay up in full. And if it's not paid, my attorney will set the fact he will serve time until it is paid. I'm done playing with these morons. At first it was just having fun with them. But funny games are over. What about being a murder bear? A murder bear? I don't think I've ever heard the term murder bear. I hope you got proof of that. Hey, God's girl. But yeah, I'm just done playing with them. Okay. I have definitely been in contact with my attorney. And right now he's compiling a list of people who wish to slanderize my name. And I will be filing lawsuits against each and every one of them. So I hope they all got deep pockets. Because by the time I'm done, I'll be able to retire. I'm done with it. See, back in my day, when I was coming up, we didn't have the internet. We couldn't hide behind the computer screen. We wanted to run our mouths, we had to stand in front of the person. And when you ran your mouth, you got knocked the fuck out. But now we got all these dumbass millennials and Gen Zs wanting to whine and cry about, oh, it offends me. I don't give a damn if it offends you. I don't care what offends you. That's not my problem. Be offended. It didn't kill you. You didn't get any bones broke. Your feelings just got hurt. Too bad. Nobody's rights stops where your feelings begin. And I don't really care. To be honest with you, I don't really care what people say about me either. That's their opinion. They have the right to express it. But they don't have the right to slanderize people. And the reason I don't care about people's opinions is for 3 simple facts. Your opinions don't pay my bills. Your opinions don't put food on my table. And your opinions don't sleep in my bed. So as far as I'm concerned, your opinions can go fuck themselves. Sorry. Because I'm loving my life. And I've also been in contact with other people that these so-called defender of ants and all have slanderized. They are all also going to be filing lawsuits. So, like I said, I hope you got deep pockets and a damn good lawyer. You're going to need them. But on the up note, On the up note, I'm looking to purchase about 40 acres in upstate Virginia so I can set 1776 on it. And I dare the first one of you trolls to set foot on it, because I will have you arrested for trespassing. Myself and the members of 1776 will be the only ones permitted to set foot on it. And since it's 40 acres, I'm going to set them in the middle of it. This way, all of your screaming and your whining and your crying from the road, they'll never hear it. You'll never disturb them. Just make sure you read the signs if you decide to come on the property. How's Victoria? I miss seeing y'all together. She's back with 1776 while I'm on the road, I guess. But I'm glad you brought that up, because me and Victoria aren't together anymore. Nothing bad happened. You know, there were no arguments, no fights. We just decided that we were not compatible match. Still friends. I wish her the best. I really do. And I hope she finds what she's looking for. But I'll be honest with you. We're not compatible as a couple. As friends, yeah, most definitely. And I'll tell you now, even though her and I aren't together anymore, I would probably be the first person to come to her aid if she needed my help. I'll tell you that straight out. I've got nothing bad to say about her. Oh no, don't apologize. Don't apologize. I mean, I'm not one of these people that's gonna try to force a relationship that's just not gonna work. Okay? I told her from the start that I'm not religious. I am spiritual, but I'm not religious. And God is a big part of her life. And she needs someone that has that part of their life as well. I'm not that person. I wish I was. It's like I said, I love her to death, but I'm just not that person. Everybody has somebody for them. I just ain't found mine yet. One day. Maybe. But, thank you, Patty. I do have a heart. And I will tell you this now. I'm going to put it out there because I've already been called a pedophile, which I'm not. I am actually an advocate for children. Our children are our future. Without them, the human race doesn't have a future. I honestly believe that if you want to commit murder, rape, child molestation, human trafficking, we need to do like our forefathers did, find a nice tall oak tree and a short piece of rope. But instead, our so-called leaders that's supposed to protect the public would rather put them in prison for a few years and then turn them loose on the public to do it again. They say they don't believe in capital punishment because it's inhumane. Well, I would love for them to answer this question. When that rapist or pedophile gets out of prison and does it to someone else, please, for the love of God, explain to me and the public how what happened to them was humane. Because those that let him out, what happened to them is on their hands as well, because they allowed it to happen. But hey, that's just my opinion. I honestly believe pedophiles are the lowest thing to ever crawl the face of this earth. But instead of taking out the trash, our so-called leaders would rather stockpile it like hoarders and then turn them loose on the public again. And here's the reason they actually do that. Because if they took out the trash like they should, there would be a lot less prisons. A lot less prisons means a lot less guards. And that also means your taxes go down, because now they don't have that many prisons that they have to financially support. That is now the whole point of the prison system. It is a monopoly. The more prisons they have, the more prisoners they have, the more prisons they have to build. The more prisons they build, granted, yes, it does create jobs, but at what cost? Because your taxes go up. And it keeps going up. They keep raising your taxes. They have turned the American public into a slave workforce. I know I'm getting off subject here, but allow me to explain this. Democrats took over the House in 1913 and radicalized the U.S. Constitution, giving themselves the right to impose taxes on your earned income and anything else they see fit. Since then, they have imposed taxes on everything, forcing you to pay them just to exist. That's called slavery, and it violates the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which clearly states no person will be subject to slavery without first being found guilty of a vicious and violent crime in the court of law. I've never been found guilty of such crime. And I doubt the millions of Americans have either. I know quite a few of them have. But Uncle Sam wants to pay for these prisons. Here's an idea for him. You fuck up and go to prison. When you get out, you get a bill from the state and you got to pay for your prison stay. There's the money to pay for your prison. But no, they'd rather tax the innocent people so criminals can be in comfort. Prison's not really a prison if you think about it. They got food, they got TV, weights, library, conjugal visits. It's not a prison, it's a fucking resort for criminals. There is one prison, though. It's in Arizona. That's a prison. They give you the bare minimum. The prisoners sleep outside under tents, and they eat bologna sandwiches. They don't have weights, or they don't have TV, or any of that other shit. And they're put on a chain gang, and they're forced to work. That's a prison. You want to act like an animal? Then treat them like animals. And they might actually straighten up. Now I'm going to switch subjects to everybody's favorite subject, the Second Amendment. I know it's mine. Now here's the kicker. You're going to love this. Over the course of the last 2 decades, for those that understand what that means, the last 20 years, the government has made it harder and harder for responsible gun-owning Americans like myself to buy a rifle. But yet they keep making gun laws. And the more gun laws they make, the harder it gets for me to buy a gun. But yet, there are more and more school shootings. If their gun laws actually worked, there'd be less. Now, all these guns that they have stated are the bad guns, like the assault rifles and all that other stuff. They're the problem. I would love to see an assault rifle get up off the ground by itself and shoot me. Guns are not the problem. People are the problem. You cannot control what a person does. However, you can take away assault rifles, fully automatic weaponry, and your law-abiding citizen is going to abide by those laws. However, the only people that will still have them are criminals. Until you do away completely with the black market and the illegal sales of guns on the street, your gun laws do absolutely jack shit except disarm law-abiding citizens. That is it. Now, here's another funny thing about the Second Amendment. Joe Biden went on national TV and stated, if you want to take on the government, you need nuclear missiles and F-15s. This is where it gets interesting. Try to keep up with me. Okay? The U.S. Constitution clearly states that when a government becomes corrupt and destructive, the people have the right to remove said government. The people also have the right to exercise their Second Amendment to remove said government by force if necessary. This is where it gets tricky. Joe Biden said we need nuclear missiles and F-15s to take on the government. If we have to exercise our Second Amendment rights to remove said government, he just admitted that their gun laws are illegal. Because if that's the kind of weaponry I need to defend my country, which is my right and my duty to do, then I can legally own fully automatic weaponry, high-capacity magazines, missiles, and every damn thing else. Thank you, Joe, for making their laws illegal and proving just how much of a dumbass y'all really are. I honestly believe his parents paid for his grades because there ain't no way in hell he passed high school by himself, much less college. Too much stupid shit comes out of his mouth. And since we're on the subject of Joe Biden, I got a good one for you. You're going to love this one. Day one of his presidency, he shuts down the Keystone Pipeline, America's oil. War breaks out in Ukraine. He goes on national TV and clearly states the easiest way to cripple a country is to shut down its oil. Months after that, he shuts down the Alaskan oil fields. And then a few weeks ago, he shuts down another oil pipeline. Why did he do this? He said it himself. The easiest way to cripple a country is to shut down his oil. He straight out admitted to trying to cripple the U.S. By law, that is treason. Everything in this video is fact and of my own opinion. Think about those. For all of y'all who want to back this idiot, yeah, I call him an idiot because I'll never refer to him as president. Because a leader he ain't. We had a real leader. A real leader has balls. That would be Donald Trump. President Donald Trump. He had balls. He stood up against the world's tyrants. Yeah, he had a set of balls. Joe Biden's being led around by his. And since we're on the subject of treason, let me refer to this one. United States Code, specifically 71 U.S.2, Section 98. No government official, including governor to president, has the right, the authority, or the power to violate, revoke, restrict, or postpone anyone's constitutional rights. To do so is a declaration of war on the U.S. Constitution and of the people. U.S. Justice Department, the declaration of war on your own country is treason. Back to U.S. Code, also states, to knowingly and willfully violate the U.S. Constitution is to immediately advocate your office and all authority. Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the rest of the idiots in the House of Representatives, by law and by the U.S. Constitution, you are fired. And I will be seeking arrest warrants to arrest all of you for treason. And I pray to God this video finds them. And if it does, I'm going to let y'all know now. If something happens to me, I die in a tragic car accident, disappear, whatever, then you know what I say is true. See, I'm an American patriot. I will stand up for my country. I see a lot of videos of people claiming to be patriots. But since my time with the People's Convoy, 1776, I haven't seen very many of them. It's easy to make a claim. The hard part is actually doing it. And that's the truth. That is the God honest truth. I love my country. It just disgusts me of what it's become. If you really consider yourself a patriot, a real patriot, visit the 1776 Restoration Movement website. The website is the 1776restorationmovement.com. We are trying to restore our government to a constitutional republic, what our forefathers found it to be, what it is supposed to be. Land of the free, home of the brave. But in today's age, it's land of the free if you're rich, and home of the brave if you're appointed by government. That is the sad truth of it. That is the sad truth of it. Our military took an oath to defend this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. We've got a domestic enemy. We've got quite a few of them in office. But yet our military and our law enforcement do nothing. Doing nothing is not defending your country from a domestic terrorist or a traitor. Therefore, you have violated your oath. And I will tell you right now, I took that oath as a child. It has no expiration date. I've lived my life to its fullest. I'm not afraid to die. It's people like me that just wanted to be left alone that they need to fear. That's all I ever wanted to do was be left alone. They can't do that. That's like walking through the woods and kicking a sleeping bear. That's sheer stupidity. This is my country. I will fight to defend it. I will die defending it if need be. But those in office seem to think that they have the right to tell you what the U.S. Constitution means simply because they don't like what it means. I don't give a shit what they consider it to be. The only thing I care about is what it is. For those of you that don't like my country, you don't like my flag, you don't like my Constitution, I didn't tell you to come here. Nobody forced you to come here. Nobody put a gun to your head and made you stay here. Please, by all means, feel free to pack your shit and go back to where the fuck you came from if you don't like it here. Plain and simple. But don't come here and try to dictate to me what I'm gonna do. I stand behind the blue. I back the blue. I love cops. What I absolutely despise is a corrupt cop. Good night. All right, Tim. Night, brother. Yeah, I can't stand a corrupt cop. I'm sorry, but corrupt cops, they're not cops. They're thugs with a badge that only jump when their master says jump. I wonder how many law enforcement officers that are actually out there that became cops for the right reasons. I'd like to know how many of them are the actual law enforcement officers they wanted to be. But y'all have a good night. I'll be back on tomorrow.